Hi, I'm Julie Wile Fish from Leading Edge Real Estate. I'm here with Frank Fantasia from the House Watchers. Frank, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So can you tell us a little bit about your business?
Sure, as the name implies, House Watchers. So we conduct routine visual inspections of homes, really looking for visual or obvious problems. We're not trained contractors, electricians, or plumbers, but we work with them if we should discover anything.
Okay. So like if somebody had like a ice dam or something like that in the winter, you would
Exactly.
be
We
someone
would
that
have, when we start an engagement with the new client, we have all their contact information for their contractors, and we have, I call it rules of engagement. When do we contact the contractors directly? Typically, we'll always have an opportunity to have a conversation with the homeowner before we have to take any action in an emergency situation.
Okay, yeah. So I'm familiar with your business as a realtor because part of your business you help with the smoke inspections, making sure you're compliant with the state laws. And
Right.
as we sell houses, we have to make sure everything's compliant before a sale. And so I know a typical client would be a realtor, but who else is your client? Is it just realtors and snowbirds?
No, when I started out, the most obvious one is snowbirds because they're away from home for
Right.
several months at a time. It could be seniors living at home who don't have an immediate family member nearby just to keep an eye on things. Could be business people that travel frequently, or even families that go on extended vacations. We could watch their homes for them too.
Yeah. So how long have you been in business?
We started House Watchers 4.5 years ago here in town.
Do you have a couple people on your crew, or is it you, or?
I have hired a couple of employees to help out. There's peaks and valleys in the business, the wintertime being the most important.
Sure, yeah. So this is a very, I'd say, like an intimate business, as you're watching over people's most valuable possession, their houses, right?
Right.
So why do you think clients are calling you to take care of their properties?
Interestingly enough, when I researched this industry before I get into it, I found that there weren't a lot of professionally certified trained house watchers. So I came across the National Home Watch Association, which is actually out there in South Carolina, and they were instrumental in educating me and making me aware of things I should consider. The first thing I found in Massachusetts, you need to be licensed by the Commonwealth to be a house watcher.
Okay.
It's called the WatchGuard Agency license. You have to post a license bond for them. Then the second question always is liability. So we found an insurance company through the National Association that will write a general liability insurance policy specifically for house watching. You know, if you're familiar with how insurance policies are written, there's a lot of clauses for exceptions. So this is a policy specifically for house watchers. And further, I'm certified by the National Home Watch Association. I have an additional designation for Certified Home Watch Professional, and I'm also an instructor. We run a 2-day boot camp, and I'm an instructor for the Northeast region for the National Home Watch Association.
So this is going much further beyond your neighbor, basically keeping an eye on your property.
Exactly. Most of us have asked a neighbor, or a neighbor has offered, or a child, or a contractor, and you know, that's great that you have people that are willing to help you out, but what happens if they just don't do it? You really can't get mad at them because they're doing it as a favor to you.
Exactly, and the neighbor is, you know, not going to be as trained as you are and certified in
Right.
Things to look out for or be aware of in a home.
Right.
So I know you're from Winchester and your business is located in Winchester, but what other areas do you service?
We'll service anything in and around the Route 128 area.
Okay.
And we typically try to stay local, but we have a pretty broad area that we'll cover.
Okay. Do you ever cover like people's vacation homes, like, you know, Gloucester, things like that, beach houses?
We don't go that far, but there is one home watch, you mentioned Gloucester specifically. There is a member of the association who does cover that area, and there are several companies down on Cape Cod.
Okay, so you'd be able to kind of help them.
We can make referrals.
Referral somebody out. That's great. And you are a local Winchester resident, right? And you're a longtime supporter of different charities, I know. What's something that you love about, just off topic, but about living in Winchester in our community?
Well, it's we've been here 44 years, believe it or not. and it's a great town to have children grow up in and have a family. I like the close proximity to Boston, and nowadays it's a very diversified town. So I just think it offers a lot to a lot of people.
It does. All right, Frank, it was really interesting to learn a lot about your business, and now we know who can use you and who to call, but how do we contact you?
You can contact me by phone at 508-472-7926. We have a website, and basically it's house-watcher.com.
Okay, perfect. And you can find more about Frank and his business on parkbench.com/Winchester. And I'm Julie Wile Fish from Leading Edge Real Estate. If you need any help with your home, you know who to call. If you need to sell your home, you know who to call too. All right, thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.